We're breaking into programming because there is breaking news in Boulder County. We were talking about this on 9 News at noon, but things have worsened. There are 3 fires burning from north of Boulder on down through Superior, 3 large grass fires that are causing a variety of problems. You can see on the map there the Middle Fork fire up to the north of Boulder near the Heil Valley Ranch. And then there is the Marshall fire that is burning down towards Superior. Also there is a fire that does not yet have a name burning near the CU South campus between 36 and 93 south of Table Mesa Drive. Now, some of the problems in Superior are right next to nearest some of the biggest shopping areas, the Target store, the Costco there, and that's why those stores that right now are being evacuated, as is an announcement from the Boulder Office of Emergency Management. Superior, the town of Superior, has announced evacuation orders for everyone. This is one of the reasons why Cherryvale Road runs across 36 between Foothills Parkway and McCaslin Boulevard. And as you can see, the grass fire there has burned its way across US 36. So a major portion of US 36 is now shut down, and they are still trying to get on top of 3 fires, and the high winds that are blowing them are certainly not are helping the situation. They have caused expanded problems for firefighters, again, not having to deal with 1, but at least 3 major fires right now. We have crews on the scene, and they'll be reporting with us in just a second. First, though, we want to get over to Danielle Grant for an understanding of what these winds have done and what they're going to continue to do. Danielle, these winds aren't going anywhere for a while.
Tom, unfortunately, I wish I had better news for you, but we still are looking at the worst of it for the next several hours. So keep that in mind if you are in and around the Boulder, Louisville, Superior area. I would say until about 6 p.m. when we finally will start to see these winds begin to weaken just a bit. But the videos and the photos coming out of this area are unreal, as we do have an incredibly dangerous December fire situation on our hands. This is our live camera in and around Lookout Mountain, of course, looking at many of those brush fires continuing to burn. The worst of the winds truly have been in and around Boulder County up through the foothills. Currently, the Boulder area reporting 66 mile-per-hour wind gusts. We were watching those even higher about an hour ago in that 70-plus mile-per-hour range. The winds continue south toward Monument Hill through Centennial out toward DIA, an incredibly blustery day as we are awaiting a massive storm system to push into Colorado. Humidity values, of course, incredibly low. We have been waking up day after day to these dry conditions, not just here in Denver, but up toward Boulder, through Longmont, Fort Collins. It is incredibly dry out there, and unfortunately, humidity values not on our side today. I kind of zoomed in. You can see a couple of the brush fires in this general area. This is just one computer model that is showcasing wind gusts in and around 80 to 90 miles per hour around Boulder through Broomfield within about the next half hour or so. As the afternoon wears on, we get to 3, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. The winds begin to simmer down tremendously. So I think once the sun begins to set, we'll be watching these speeds back off quite a bit. Keep in mind, we are under a high wind warning in effect for the Front Range Mountains through the foothills through this evening. This takes us to about 10 o'clock or so tonight when we finally start to see the majority of the urban corridor looking at those winds relaxing quite a bit. As far as the humidity forecast, you know, we've kind of been in that 15 to 25% as we go throughout the rest of this afternoon. Those amounts begin to rise just a bit for us. At this point, we will take anything that we can get. And unfortunately, the storm that's moving in out ahead of it producing strong winds, but back behind it tomorrow, it is going to be a complete 180 as I'm forecasting snow, heavy snow. In fact, kind of our first major storm of the season here for the Denver metro area. We are just a day late of seeing that. This is more of a front range view, so you can get a good idea of the wind gust forecast. 60 plus mile per hour speed certainly coming through the Red Feather Lakes area, Estes Park, Allens Park, and then eventually pushing down. Again, by late tonight, 10:30, 11 o'clock, these winds weaken quite a bit for the urban corridor, and even up into the foothills. They'll be more so in that 20 to 30 mile per hour range. But once the cold front pushes through, like tomorrow, we're going to be watching the wind switch from the southwest to the northeast, and that's when the snow starts to filter in. Before then, high wind warnings in place. This will continue until 11 o'clock tonight, and you can see it stretches up toward Wyoming as well. Easily wind gusts 80 to 100 miles per hour. Earlier this morning, I was watching some of the reports coming through into the Weather Center. 110 mile per hour wind gusts into Rocky Flats, White Ranch open space, 90 plus mile per hour gusts around Glenhaven, Lyons, Pine Cliff reporting 70 plus mile per hour wind gusts. Tom, it has just been an incredibly heartbreaking day to see these pictures and videos coming out of Boulder County, and really there's nothing we can do. We are at the mercy of Mother Nature with these incredibly strong winds.
Well, we already knew the snow would be a welcome sight. It will be even more welcome when it does finally get